I give you, raise your coffee cup, raise your cup of tea. She's going to make a personal address to the MPs and peers at Westminster to mark her Diamond Jubilee celebrations today. Now, it's only the third time she's made a speech like this in her 60-year reign. The last time was for her Golden Jubilee in 2002. Let's talk to Rafe Heydel-Mankoo, royal historian and commentator, at 18 minutes past 7 in the morning. I welcome you to 5 Live Breakfast. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Tell us your thoughts on today's momentous proceedings.
Well, I think, today is a really important lesson in civics, and I'm hoping that schools across the country will be discussing this because it really shows that we are a constitutional monarchy. And people often forget that the Queen, the Crown, is an equal component of Parliament along with the Lords and the Commons. So these addresses are really an occasion to show the communication between the sovereign and her two houses. And it reminds us, that we are the world's oldest unbroken democratic constitutional country. And we need once in a while a bit of a nudge and an occasion to be proud of that fact.
Will she get political? Because I remember her Silver Jubilee speech was when devolution was being discussed. She talked then about the strength of the union. There will be calls from many quarters for a similar message today, but of course that is a very political message.
That's right. Well, as you know, these speeches are not written by the government. They're written by the Queen and her advisors, and she takes them very seriously, and much like her Christmas messages. The themes for the Silver Jubilee and the Golden Jubilee messages apply just as much today, funnily enough. And yes, devolution is again on the cards today. A separation, rather. And at the time she said that, although I am descended from kings and queens of England and Scotland and princes of Wales, I was crowned as Queen of the United Kingdom. And that certainly did cause some controversy. And she also said that it was the shift away from the Commonwealth and towards Europe, which was the most significant event of her reign. And there were many vocal opponents to that then, and perhaps more so now with the rise of the Commonwealth states economically. But, what we can expect non-controversially will be the usual thing, asking the nation to use the Jubilee as an occasion to celebrate national unity, to celebrate national achievement. And she'll also go a long way, I think, to defining what it means to be British. That changes with each Jubilee, but there are certain enduring values and traits I think she'll highlight.
Which are?
Well, essentially our tolerance, our fair play, and very much the spirit of civic duty. The Queen, I think, is one of the most supreme examples of civic duty through involvement in charities, and it's occasions like Jubilees that provide an occasion for national unity, bringing people together, championing voluntary organisations that would never get any coverage in the media without her involvement. And this is one of the occasions when she can really highlight those issues that are close to her heart.
Yes, and the family firm are working very hard at the moment, and very successfully. I mean, they seem to have turned it around, don't they, since the difficult years after Princess Diana's death. I mean, Kate Middleton, Duchess of Cambridge, working very hard. Prince Harry, Prince William, all with successful tours recently. There's a real... They're in pretty good shape at the moment, aren't they?
Well, if you recall, in the weeks and months before the Golden Jubilee, the media were talking about a damp squib, that nobody would come out. They were proved wrong, as they usually are on these occasions, but there's none of that talk this time round. The past 10 years have seen a dramatic change. The monarchy has understood that institutions need to adapt and change with the time. They did go through some rocky periods, but other monarchies in Europe have fallen for the very reason that they weren't able to adapt and compromise, and that's been the greatest success of ours. And we're very lucky to have a young team of royals who can re-engage with a young population, not just here, but indeed in Canada and Australia and New Zealand, where